Hello everyone, welcome to a lecture series of a financial management. So today is the sixth lecture on a financial management. So a little bit recap we will take what we have seen in the previous lectures, and then we will continue to today's lecture. So if you see in the previous lectures, we have seen what is the role of a financial system in economic development. Also, we have seen what is the importance of a financial system to have or to strengthen the of a economy of any country. So again, we have seen what are the different constitutes of then financial management. So it may be a constitute of a capital market, or it may be a constitute of a money market. So many things. So in the capital market, we have seen what are the different managing agents, what are the different commercial banks which supports the finance to the industry or any organization. Again, what are the different specialized financial institute, just like an IFCI, IDBI, SFC, so which provides support to a industrial sectors to growth, to have a growth or to expand their business. Again, we have seen what is stock exchange, how it helps to a different customers to invest the money. Again, how this stock exchange, it the up and downs in the stock exchange, yeah, how it affects the growth of the company, and so many financial intermediators also we have seen. So now continuing to our next point or today's point, we will see what are the different constitutes of the money market. So in last lecture we have seen different constitutes of a capital market. So in that we have seen the managing agents, commercial banks, specialized financial institutes, stock exchange, and specialized financial intermediators. So in which there are the different corporate limited companies are there. So this how they helps to any organization to grow up, that we have seen. Now next is what constitutes of a money market. So important constitutes of money market. So they are, yes, constitutes of a money market. So they are what? The call money market. Second one is bill market. Next one is treasury bill market, and last one is acceptance market. So these are some of the markets which constitutes with the financial management, isn't it? So financial management, in that, if you see the first one, a call money market. So in the market, what loans are given for very short period, or it may be for a long period also. It depends on the different situations on different companies. So loans are given for a very short period. Such loans are can be recalled with a short notice. So they are called as a call loans. So call loans is nothing but a loan which is provided to any company for a short period of a time. So such loans are generally taken by a bill brokers, or it can be taken by stock exchange brokers and banks, isn't it? So the lender of a call money are generally the banks. So generally, mostly preferable, the banks, they take the benefit of this call market money. So the call loans are useful to bank because they are very liquid assets, isn't it? So they can be converted into a cash with a short notice. So lenders can also earn in the form of a interest on call money. So such loans are generally given without any security. So the rate of interest depends upon the demand and supply of funds in the call money market. So interbank call money is very common in India. So if you see so many banks, they also need the financial support from a different organizations. So they take the help of this call money market. So the, or which is called as the call loans, isn't it? So mostly banks, they take the benefit of this call money market to raise the funds. Now next one we can see what it's a bill market. So bill market is a market which in which short-term bills are purchased and sold. Right. So these short-term bills are normalized for a period of 3 months. Generally, it is for 3 months. So there are three types of short bill. For example, if you see that example, so first one is what, a bill of exchange or a trade bill, or secondly it is a promissory notes are there, and third one is treasury bills. So these three bills plays a very important role in a bill market. So all these three types of bills are they are promises to pay a specific amount on a particular day. So they can be sold, or if you see, they can be sold, or they can be purchased in a discount market. So this discount market consists of a commercial bank and a special agencies performing the business of discounting the bills. Okay, so the bills are special importance in the money market, as commercial market with extra liquid cash can invest their extra cash in this market, which otherwise could be a remain ideal. So the investment in these bills does not impair the liquidity of a commercial bank, as these bills can be disposed easily, or central bank of the country can rediscount them. So these three bills are very important, as if you are concerned with the bill market. So they can be sold. So these bills, they can be a they are allotted for a particular day only, and it can be sold or purchased in the discount market. So these things are very important in a bill market. The next one is a treasury bill market. So it is a market where treasury bills are purchased and sold. So treasury bills is a short-term government security, so usually issued for a 91 days. So it is strictly followed by a by that by a government security, by a government agencies. So ideal of treasury bills, it was first invented by a Walter Bagehot. So he was a very good investor. So Walter Bagehot, nearly in 1877. So it was its origin. So it was a deliberate immediate for bill of exchange. So initially the treasury bill were not of a great significance, but if you see in nowadays, these treasury bills are an important instrument of government finance in almost all the developing countries. So treasury bills are also used in developing countries also, to some extent. So if you see in our India, it is a developing countries only. So this developing country, like in India, they use a treasury bill for development of different organizations. So such bills are issued by a government for raising the short-term funds. So short-term funds, it deals with the treasury bill market. So if you see these bills, it has a validity, or it has issued date for 91 days only. So it is strictly followed by a government of India. Next one is what? Acceptance market. So this acceptance market, what does it stand for? It refers to a market for bankers acceptance, which arises of a domestic and foreign trade transaction. So the acceptance market was an important sub-market on London money market. So it based on an foreign trade exchange for foreign trade transactions. So it is an important sub-market of London money market. So there are specialized agencies called accepting houses. So the accepting houses, or acceptance houses and banks operating in this market, accept the bill of exchange. So in certain cases, they also accept the promissory notes. So by accepting the commercial paper, the acceptance houses and the banks, it gives a guarantee of payment. So this improves the marketability of such papers. So it helps the business community in raising the short-term credits. So all these things which is related to a foreign exchange or foreign transactions, it comes under the category of a acceptance market, isn't it? So little bit we will revise all these constitutes of money market. So the constitutes of money market, first one, it is called as a call money market. Second one is bill market. Third one is a treasury bill market. Fourth one is acceptance market. So if you see the call money market, so call money market, it raises the loans which is called as for a short which is for a short period. isn't it? So generally it is called as a call loans. So who takes the benefit of this call money market? Generally banks, isn't it? So banks, it takes the benefit, or it takes the advantages of this call money market to raise the funds. And why it takes the funds? Because of its feature characteristics. So what is the feature characteristic? It is the liquid assets are there. So liquid asset is nothing but it can get easily converted into a cash within a short notice. So that is an advantage for call money market. And if you see second one is a bill market. So bill market is a market in which short-term bills are purchased and sold, isn't it? So there are three main constitutes. The first one is what? Bill of exchange or a trade bill. Second one is a promissory notes, and third one is a treasury bills. So these three important bills, it comes under the categories of a bill market. So this bill market, this bill markets are of a special importance in money market, as a commercial market with extra liquid cash are can invest into extra cash in this market. So this is a very important thing. So in the treasury bill market, what we have seen is mostly it was invented by a Walter Bagehot in 1877. So that is the origin of this treasury market. And initially it was not of a great importance, but if you see nowadays, for Indian economic system or for the developing countries like in India, so the treasury bill market or treasury bill, it plays a very important role in the financial sector. And last one is what? Acceptance market. So this acceptance market, it refers to a what? Foreign trade and foreign transactions, isn't it? So generally this market, it was an important sub market of London money market. So this plays a very important role in acceptance market, foreign exchange. Okay. Next, if you see the relation of the finance department with other department, so again it's a very important concept. So the if you see the financial department, they deals with the different industries, they deals with the different organizations, they deals with the different sectors to provide the financial assets, or to provide the financial assets to the organization to have their growth, isn't it? So they provide a financial help to an organization, as well as they can uh, they can borrow money from the different industry and organization as a savings in their bank, so that they can give a very good returns to that organization or the bank. So it is an give and take relations between different organizations with the financial departments. So what are the three main relations of the financial department with other department? So it's the financial function and economics, the finance function and accounting, and third one is finance function and other areas. So if you see first one, financial function and economics. So the relevance of economics to financial management. So there are mainly two areas. So first one area we call it as a macroeconomic, and second one we call as a microeconomics. So macroeconomics factors like a growth rate of an economy, in the institutional structure of a banking system, the role of government in economy affairs, money and capital market, again taxation, again the financial intermediators, the nature of external economy relationship, again the monetary policies, credit policies, economic policies, dealing with and controlling level of activities within any economy, again the rate of inflation, again the availability of funds to the corporate sector, so real rate of interest, etc, etc. So many lot of factors are there where these financial functions and the economy, they are uh, they are uh, they are related to each other. So it is very important for financial manager to understand the broad economic environment. So they should recognize and understand how the monetary policies affects the cost and the availability of funds. So be aware of various financial institutions understand the consequences of various levels of economic activities and change in economic policy environment for their decision making, and so many things are there, isn't it? So under, if you see in financial institutes, sorry, if you see in the financial institutes, in these financial institutes there are the different sectors are there which concern with the macroeconomic factors, isn't it, or macroeconomic system. So if you see in the macroeconomic system, there are so many things such like a growth rate of an economy, again a role of an government economy affairs, money and the capital markets are there, again taxation systems are there, financial intermediates are there, again the nature of external economic relations are there, so many policies which has been defined by a government or non-government policies are there, and the credit policies are there, again so many economic policies are there. It deals with the controlling level of activities within the economy. Again a rate of inflation is there, again the availability of funds are there, again the importance, so yeah, again the real rate of interest are there, so many factors are there which deals with the macroeconomics. Now if you see it's the microeconomics, so in microeconomics it deals with the economic decision of an individual only, so it not an organization, it is an individual only. The theories of microeconomics, it provides for effective operation of a business firms. So the concept and theories of a microeconomics relevant to a financial management are demand and supply relation. So a very foremost thing is a demand and supply relation. Second one, if you see, it is a profit maximization strategies. Third one is measurement of a utility preference. Next is risk and the determination of a value, and rationalize for the different assets. So it comes under the category of a microeconomics. So two main categories are there: macroeconomic and microeconomics. So in microeconomics, which are the factors we have to consider? So the consider are what we have to consider. The first factor is what the financial management. They are what demand and supply relationship. Second is what profit maximization strategies are there. Again the measurement of utilities are there. Again risk and determination of values are there. So these things one have to consider if we are dealing with the micro as well as the macroeconomic system. Okay. Now if you see the second one is the financial function and accounting. So accounting function is necessary input into a financial function. So that is accounting is a sub function of, we can say it is a sub function of a finance. So the end product of accounting is a financial statement such as the balance sheet, again profit and loss account, and fund flow and cash flow statement is there. Again this information assets the financial manager in estimating the future direction of the firm, isn't it? So all this future direction or the future, we can say uh, long-term goal of the any organization or any industry, it depends on these factors, isn't it? So just like a balance sheet, profit and loss account, fund flow and cash flow statement, it decides the future direction of the firm. Again the accounting and finance are functionally closely related to each other. However, they are the key difference. There are key difference in viewpoint between the finance and accounting. So which are those that we will see? So if you see a very first one, the four main major key differences are there between the finance and accounting. So first one is what? The goal of financial management is to create a shareholder value. So it's a very important thing. The primary objective of accounting is to measure the performance of the firm, assess its financial condition, and determine the base for tax payment. So the financial decision making requires considerably input from accounting, isn't it? So unless and until the accounting department they don't give any inputs, then the financial decision making it becomes a difficult task to a financial manager. So second is what the purpose of accounting is collecting and presentation of a financial data, isn't it? So financial manager uses this data for financial decision making. So primary focus of accounting is on collection and presentation of a data, while the financial managers measures the responsibility relates to financial planning, controlling and decision making. So again the same thing. So accounting department they gives the they gives the overall presentation. They gives the collection of the in and outs transaction of and money. Again the financial data, each and everything it is required for financial management. It is required for a financial manager to decide the different policies in future of the company, to plan and to control so many things. And again risk taking decisions or different decisions, it has been taken by financial management by looking to accounting only, isn't it? So that is a very important thing. If you see the third one, last one, second last one, so the accountant prepares the accounting report based on the actuarial method which recognize the revenues. So the focus of the financial management, however, is on the cash flows, isn't it? So any risk taking decision or any important decision which has been taken by a financial management, it also solely depends on the account which has been prepared by a by accountant only of that department. So it helps them to take a good decision and plan for the future growth of an organization. Now if you see, the accounting deals primarily with the past, isn't it? So finance is concerned mainly with future. So it involves decision making under imperfect information and uncertainties. So generally, if we see, it mainly concerned with the past and the future. So both the things are required, isn't it? So to take a decision. So it involves what decision making under the yes decision making under uh, decision making by financial manager. It has been taken by looking to past and probability future strength of economic strength of that company. So the financial functions and other areas. So if you see, the finance also drawn for its key day-to-day decision on supportive disciplines such as marketing and production. So financial management should consider the impact of new product development and promotion plan made in the marketing areas. So since the plan will require a capital outlays and have an impact on projected cash flows. So change in production process may necessitate the changes to the capital expenditures which the financial management must evaluate and finance. So these are the different areas which deals with the finance department. If you see in the finance, it has been considered the financial management consider the impact of new product development and promotion policies made in the marketing areas. Since these plans, what it requires a capital outlays. So based on the capital outlay only, the financial management can take a different or important decisions of that organization. So if you see the relations, there are so many different relations of a financial functions with the economics, finance with the accounting, and finance with the important areas. So this relation are very important. So if we see the mostly first one, the economy and the financial function. So mostly it is categorized into, as I said, into two parts: macroeconomic and microeconomic, isn't it? So again the micro, so that under that there are so many factors that we have to take into consideration. Second one is the financial function and accounting. Yes, unless and until the accounting section they provide a uh, proper data or a proper presentation to financial management, then it becomes a very difficult for a financial management to take a different decision or to set a different goals for future growth of the company. So that is also a very important thing. And last one is what? the financial functions with the other areas. So it also deals with the different factors, so such like a marketing and production, again the development of a new product and promotion plans, and etc etc. All these things had to be considered with the financial function. Okay, so these are the things that one have to consider. So we have seen the relations of financial department with other department. Again, we have seen what are the constitutes of a money market. So what is the call market? What is the call money market? What is the bill market? What is the treasury bill market? Or what is the acceptance market? So each and everything we have seen. So I request everyone uh, to watch these videos again and again, so that you can understand each and every point clearly. Okay, so in next lecture we'll stop here. So in next lecture we are going to see what are the different disciplines of a financial sectors, so that again we can go into a much deeper understanding of this subject. Till then, thank you.